Paul Ricca, also known as the Waiter, born Felice de Lucia, November 14, 1897 to October 11, 1972, was one of the most influential figures in organized crime in America, especially in Chicago. His life spanned several key periods in the development of the American Mafia. Below is a summary of his life, murders, and connections to the gang world, as well as his downfall, focusing on different cities where he operated. Early life in Italy and arrival in America. Naples, Italy. Born in Naples, Ricca worked as a waiter and became involved in local criminal activities, including murder. To avoid prosecution, he fled to the United States in 1920, entering through New York City. New York City, 1920s. After arriving in New York City, Ricca worked briefly as a waiter in Italian restaurants. However, he soon became connected to mafia figures involved in bootlegging and organized crime. He allegedly committed a murder in Italy, which propelled him to flee the country, seeking refuge and a new criminal career in America. Chicago and the Chicago Outfit, 1927-1940s. Ricca moved to Chicago, where he found his footing under the infamous Al Capone. Chicago, during this time, was the center of organized crime, and Ricca was heavily involved in the bootlegging operations of the Prohibition era. He rose in the ranks of the Chicago Outfit, a criminal organization primarily involved in illegal gambling, loan sharking, and prostitution. After Capone's imprisonment in 1931, Ricca worked closely with Frank Nitti and later took over leadership. Although Nitti was the nominal leader, Ricca was the real power behind the organization. He orchestrated major gangland activities and murders to maintain control over the city's underworld. Murders and gangland influence. Ricca's tenure in Chicago is marked by a series of violent gangland murders, many of which were either ordered by or associated with the Chicago Outfit's power struggles. One notable case was the assassination of mobster Jake "Greasy Thumb" Guzik, who was suspected of double-crossing the outfit. Ricca was also implicated in the St. Valentine's Day Massacre of 1929, an event ordered by Capone to eliminate rival gang members, though Ricca's specific role is unclear. Hollywood extortion scandal. In the 1940s, Ricca and the outfit attempted to expand their influence into Hollywood by extorting major movie studios. Ricca was one of the key architects behind this scheme, alongside mobster Louis Campagna. The goal was to extract millions from studio executives through the control of unions. This Hollywood extortion plot eventually led to Ricca's arrest. Imprisonment. 1943 to 1947. Ricca was convicted of extortion for his role in the Hollywood racket and sentenced to 10 years in federal prison. However, his sentence was mysteriously reduced after serving only 3 years. This short stint in prison underscored his political connections and the influence of organized crime in the legal system. Return to power and the later years. 1950s to 1960s. Upon his release, Ricca continued to control the Chicago Outfit from behind the scenes. Although Tony Accardo was often viewed as the leader during this time, it was understood that Ricca held significant influence in the decision-making process. During these years, Ricca was involved in overseeing the outfit's transition from street-level crime to more sophisticated ventures like labor racketeering, casino gambling, and influence in Las Vegas. His control extended to Cicero, Illinois, and beyond, even reaching into union leadership. The 1957 Appalachian Meeting, a notorious mafia summit in upstate New York that was raided by law enforcement, showed the connections Ricca and other mafia leaders had across the country. Though Ricca did not attend, his Chicago Outfit was one of the most powerful organized crime entities present through Accardo. Death and legacy. Paul Ricca died of a heart attack on October 11, 1972, in Chicago, largely untouched by law enforcement in his later years. His death marked the end of one of the most powerful and enduring figures in American organized crime. Notable points in documentaries. Several documentaries covering Ricca and the Chicago Outfit discuss his murders and gangland control, Ricca's role in orchestrating violence within the Chicago underworld, Hollywood extortion, his involvement in the failed attempt to infiltrate and control the film industry, power behind the throne. Though Ricca avoided the spotlight in his later years, documentaries often highlight how he was the shadow leader behind the outfit's activities well into the 1960s. Relationship with Tony Accardo. Ricca's collaboration and mentorship of Tony Accardo in running the outfit is a key aspect of many crime documentaries. Paul Ricca's story is a quintessential tale of organized crime in America, with deep ties to the nation's history of prohibition, labor unions, and Hollywood. He was a mastermind behind numerous rackets, killings, and underworld machinations, cementing his status as one of the most powerful crime lords in U.S. history. Thanks for tuning into Ricca True Crime Docs. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating tales. Your support helps us keep bringing these stories to life. See you in the next episode.